On this episode of the Who Am I series, we're going to be discussing the cases of 5 Jane and John Does in Oklahoma. The first case we're going to be covering is that of Dora Doe. Dora Doe was found on October 23, 1994 in Sequoia County, Oklahoma. The partial remains were skeletonized. The time of death could have been several weeks up to 6 months prior to discovery. The manner of death was homicide, although the cause of death is unknown. Her body was wrapped in black plastic and tied with twine. The brush around the body had been cut and laid over it. Her head was found 15 feet away from the rest of her remains. Her heart and left lung were missing. Her hands were also missing and have never been recovered. Dora Doe was a female whose race is uncertain. She was most likely white, Asian, Native American, or Native Alaskan. She's estimated to have been between 35 to 50 years old, to have stood between 5'1" and 5'6", and to have weighed between 100 and 125 pounds. Investigators were unable to determine her eye color, but stated that she had gray and dark brown straight hair, which was cut very short in a crew cut style. She had extensive dental work done, including a dental restoration, a bridge, and cap work. Dental records are available. The plastic Dora's remains were wrapped in appeared to be used in landscaping. No additional clothing or personal items were found. The crime scene was 2 miles south of Dora, Arkansas, near the Oklahoma-Arkansas border. Dora's body was dumped approximately 30 feet off of Rural Highway US 64D and about 1.5 miles south of Interstate 40. On October 5, 1994, a witness reported seeing an object wrapped in black plastic being dragged into the woods near where the body was found. The man is described as a white male who's approximately 6 feet tall with a slender build, brown hair, and a mustache. The witness stated that the man had been driving a blue 1990s model Chevrolet Blazer with Arkansas tags. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. The second case we're going to be discussing is that of the Beckham County John Doe. The Beckham County John Doe was found on February 16, 1982 in Carter, Oklahoma. The remains were unrecognizable due to traumatic injuries. The time since death is estimated to be 2 weeks to several months prior to discovery. The cause of death was homicide by multiple gunshots. The Beckham County John Doe was a white male who's estimated to have been between 25 to 40 years old, to have been 5 foot 10 inches tall, and to have weighed between 125 and 140 pounds. Investigators were unable to determine his eye color, but stated that his hair was light brown. He also had a beard. A dental exam indicated that he might have had a speech impediment or lisp. Dental records and fingerprints are available. The Beckham County John Doe was found wearing a Kennington of California white short-sleeved shirt with brown pocket trim, a plumage blue and white pullover shirt, Levi blue jeans, size W28, L32 with a zipper front. The back pockets were intact and empty. Brown Trax canvas, low-top, lace-up shoes, size 8D, and 4 pairs of matching stockings, 4 on his left foot and 4 on his right foot. Their colors and patterns were as follows: gray with a red top, white with a gray and red top, white with a green and black top, and white with a blue top. He was also found wearing several pieces of distinct jewelry, including a silver chain necklace, a silver chain necklace with a turquoise drop, a rubber black O-ring on his left middle finger, and a silver ring with an ovoid two-tone turquoise stone on his left pinky finger. Several other personal effects were recovered near the remains, including a wooden bead with feathers, a lighter inscribed with the name Debbie, a rosary, a key holder with the initial D, and a dark brown cowboy hat with a dark blue printed bandana and a gold chain with a gold heart around it. Authorities suspect that these belonged to John Doe, although it has not been definitively proven. It's also possible that these items belonged to his killer. The remains were found in a ditch approximately 2 miles north and a half-mile east of Carter, Beckham County, Oklahoma. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. The next case we're going to be covering is that of the Cleveland County Jane Doe. The Cleveland County Jane Doe was found on August 5, 1974 in Norman, Oklahoma. The remains were decomposed. The time since death is estimated to have been months prior to discovery. The cause of death was homicide by asphyxiation. The Cleveland County Jane Doe was a white or possibly Native American female who's estimated to have been between 30 to 50 years old and to have stood 5 foot 2 inches tall. Investigators were unable to determine her weight or eye color, but stated that she had dark reddish brown or auburn hair. She had a couple of irregular fractures, one at the base of her skull surrounding the foramen magnum on its backside, and a similar fracture on her left eye orbit. She had possibly given birth at some point during her life. A dental exam indicated that Jane Doe was a frequent tobacco or cigarette user. There was no evidence of dental restorations. She had poor oral hygiene and probably experienced severe pain from decay. Dental records and DNA are available. Fingerprints are unavailable because Jane Doe's hands have never been recovered. The only item found with the Cleveland County Jane Doe was a pair of light purple or lavender underwear which had been wadded into a small ball and placed in her mouth. The remains were found in a shallow grave in a wooded area south of Rock Creek Road on 84th Street, which is a half-mile north of Lake Thunderbird in Moore or Norman, Cleveland County, Oklahoma. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. The fourth case we're going to be discussing is that of the Logan County John Doe. The Logan County John Doe was found on December 12, 1997 in Logan County, Oklahoma. The remains were skeletonized. The time since death was 1 to 2 years prior to discovery. The cause of death was homicide by gunshot, and he had been shot in the head. The Logan County John Doe was a male who was possibly Hispanic, Native American, Native Alaskan, or Asian. He's estimated to have been between 17 to 23 years old, to have been between 5'4" and 5'8", and to have weighed 150 pounds. Investigators were unable to determine his eye color, but stated that his hair was black and straight. Investigators determined that he had a unique cervical rib on C7, but this was most likely not noticeable to anyone who knew him during his life. All of his teeth were present and were free of decay or dental work. Of note, his front teeth were crooked, which was likely the result of crowding. Dental records and DNA are available. Fingerprints are unavailable because John Doe's hands were not recovered. He was wearing the following items when discovered: Wrangler blue jeans, size W30, L30, with a plain leather belt, and a baseball cap in camouflage print with the writing United Roofing 272-0360. White athletic shoes with blue and teal colored trim in men's size 9.5, a child's Health Tech size 4 sleeveless shirt with wide red, white, and blue horizontal stripes, and a gold and silver quartz watch were all found near the remains. He was discovered in a pasture in southern Logan County, Oklahoma. Authorities believe that he was killed elsewhere and dumped in the pasture. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. The final case we're going to be discussing today is that of the Garvin County Jane Doe. The Garvin County Jane Doe was found on June 24, 1987 in Paoli, Garvin County, Oklahoma. The remains were unrecognizable due to decomposition. The time since death is estimated to have been at least 1 month prior to discovery. The cause of death was homicide by gunshot. She had been shot in the back of the head in what the coroner termed an execution-style homicide, meaning that she was shot while standing or kneeling with her head bowed. The weapon was possibly a .32 caliber or larger gun. The Garvin County Jane Doe, also known as Paoli Jane, was a white female who's estimated to have been between 20 to 35 years old and to have stood 5 foot 3 inches tall. Investigators were unable to determine her weight or eye color, but stated that she had light brown and graying hair. She had a narrow face. She also had mild kyphoscoliosis of the spine. Kyphoscoliosis is a combined spinal abnormality of 2 other conditions, kyphosis and scoliosis. It causes an abnormal curvature in the spine that may cause a hunched appearance, uneven arms or legs, or an abnormal gait. Due to this condition, she may have appeared to walk abnormally or complained of back pain during her life. It's possible she was unaware she had this condition. Jane Doe possibly suffered from temporomandibular joint disorder, or TMJ. TMJ can cause pain around the face and jaw, difficulty chewing, and unevenness when biting. She might have complained about these symptoms while she was alive. The misalignment of her jaw may have been visually obvious and was replicated in one facial reconstruction. Her teeth showed extensive dental work, including cosmetic restoration to her front teeth. The work indicates the possibility of 2 dentists, one being a newer graduate of dental school. The stains on Jane Doe's teeth may indicate that she lived in one of 7 Oklahoma counties with known high concentrations of fluoride in the well water. These counties include Pontotoc and Seminole, which are the ones closest to the area where she was found. Dental records and DNA are available. When discovered, she was wearing ankle-high white socks with blue and red stripes around the top. Located near the body was a size 38 to 40D bra and a blue Camp Beverly Hills sweatshirt with white and pink stripes. It's unclear whether the clothing belonged to the Garvin County Jane Doe. Her body was found in a creek bed 1.5 miles west of the Paoli, Oklahoma exit on I-35 South. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. If you have any information that can help authorities identify any of the Jane or John Does discussed in this video, I urge you to come forward to help their families reclaim them and put them to rest. Thank you for watching.